Oil and Gas Safety Officer Interview Questions and Answers. Write in detail about construction waste management and safe disposal. The HSE officer's responsibility as following. Good housekeeping is to be maintained during day-to-day operations. All waste streams that are generated in the project areas to be identified, classified, and entered in a waste register. All disposal sites used are to be designed and approved by KOC. The subcontractor in charge of waste management and disposal must be licensed and approved. All environmental incidents and accident spillage or discharges must be properly managed and documented. All waste materials must be disposing of in an approved area by the government. Enlist 5 main responsibilities of permit applicant. Permit applicant responsibilities. 1. All the required information as stipulated in the permit must be entered before the permit is submitted for approval and authorization. 2. Any required preparatory work must be stipulated in the permit application. 3. All personnel under his responsibility must be advised of their responsibility under the work permit system. 4. No job can begin until he is satisfied that the worksite supervisor understands his responsibilities under the work permit system. 5. The safety gear and appliances required for the work must be available. Enlist 5 main responsibilities of permit issuer. Permit issuer responsibilities. 1. All hazards associated with the proposed work have been identified. 2. Before any work begins, the worksite is safely prepared, examined and all specified precautions have been taken. 3. Work permits that may interact or affect another are cross-referred clearly. 4. The work is examined to ensure that it is in safe and acceptable condition. When work is suspended. Before restarting the work. When retiring to normal operation. 5. The shift change handover is properly followed and permit endorsement and transfer of responsibility has been completed. Enlist 5 main responsibilities of worksite supervisor. Permit worksite supervisor responsibilities. 1. He was a detailed working knowledge of procedures related to his work activity. 2. He does not start any job requiring a work permit until it is authorized and issued. 3. He understands the limitations and restrictions of the work permit in order that their work party may proceed safely. 4. All members of the work party adhere to safe working practices and are fully conversant with the limitations, restrictions, and hazards involved. 5. All precautions specified in the work permit are taken. What are the full protection systems? Safety belt, safety harness, lifeline, safety net, guardrail system. What are the criteria for the selection of the respirators? Physical, chemical and toxic properties of the atmosphere. Type of contaminant. TLV. Respiration hazard. IDLH, immediate dangerous to life, health, of concentration. Irritation potential. What are the contents of SCBA? Compressed air cylinder. Full facepiece. Air supply hose. Pressure regulator. Low pressure alarm. Pressure gauge. What are the escape respirators? A. Air purifying respirators, filter, canister type. B. SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. What is the function of the escape respirators? Providing sufficient time to a person to escape from a suddenly occurring respiratory hazards. When performing the grinding work by hand grinding MC, what are the hazards will you expect? Eye injuries due to flying particles, metal chips, wheel bursting, electric shock, cloth caught. What is the PPE required for fabrication work? Coverall, helmet, safety shoe, hand gloves, face shield, goggles. What is the intrinsically safe concept? The electrical equipment, which will be used in the hazardous atmosphere, must be intrinsically safe and certified. Intrinsically safe electrical equipment's spark will not expose in the atmosphere. It will be confined in the equipment itself. What are the parameters of risk management? 1. Identify. 2. Evaluate. 3. Recover. 4. Mitigate. 5. Prevent. Describe 2 types of CO2 systems and their applications. A. CO2 is contained in a pressure cylinder and is released by a squeeze trigger mechanism through a horn-type applicator, which is using for an electrical fire. B. Plain water expelled by pressure released from a CO2 cartridge, which is using for normal fire. What is a flashback arrestor? It is a valve, which is protecting cylinders from backfire. It calls NRV, non-return valve. Define HAZAN, QRA and HAZOP. HAZAN, hazardous analysis. QRA - quantified risk analysis. HAZOP, hazardous operation. HAZC, hazardous chemical. HAZMAT, hazardous material. How do you implement HSE during construction? Through commissioning of the project. And on what basis? To ensure that all major hazards which can cause harm to people, environment or property has been identified, suitable control and recovery measures are implemented. Basis - enforcing safety rules and procedures. What is your concept of a safety review of documents and drawings? The safety review of documentation is to decrease the system operation and serve as a permanent reference to the implementation of avoiding information, dependent to or individuals. What is shoring? Shoring is support to prevent trench collapsing. If the side of the trenches is unstable, soft, or chances to collapse, then shoring is essential. It is to be made by competent persons. What is fire? Fire is a chemical reaction of oxygen, heat, fuel and burning material, met together will start the fire. What is the maximum allowable limit for all? For hot work less than 1, preferable 0, and for cold work up to 20. Q. Flammable range of ammonia. For ammonia, NH3, L-15% and L-28% by volume in air. Auto ignition temperature, AIT, is 651.57 C, 1204 F, gas. Threshold, limit value, TLV, -25 ppm. The short time exposure limit, STL, -35 ppm. Toxicity of ammonia. It is extremely irritating to the eyes, nose, throat and lungs and all moist parts of their body. Explosive rank for H2S. L 4.5%, L 45.5%. Auto ignition temperature, AIT, -260 C, 500 F. Threshold, limit values, TLV, exposure is 10 ppm. Function of insulation. Insulation will keep the heat of the product, without insulation oil will be wax. What is pipeline / what is the purpose of the pipeline? It is a medium to transport oil or gas from one location to another location. Coronavirus. The COVID-19 typically causes mild to moderate respiratory illness but can be severe in some cases. The risk of spreading illness is greater in locations where people gather. No vaccine is currently available. Prevention is the key. Maintain social distancing, minimum 6 feet, 2 meters, while at the site and traveling. Wash your hands regularly by using soap and water or hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your face, nose, and eyes. Use a nose mask while at the site, preferably washable nose mask, and outside your residence. Wear hand gloves at the site. Cover your mouth and nose with tissue or sleeve when coughing or sneezing. JSA should be communicated through TBT meetings to work groups prior to start the job. Please ensure social distance maintained during TBT meeting. Self-assessment declaration form must be filled by all individuals on a daily basis. Keep a record of it. The tracking of manpower movement has to be done. No personal movement, interactions shall happen in affected zones of the personnel engaged.
Please give comment and suggestions.
Thank you.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. Thank for visit our channel. See you next class.
Thank you.